So we face a really interesting moment with respect to the global sustainability of the food supply. There are about 9 to 10 billion people who are going to be living on this planet by the middle of the century, according to UN forecasts. And a lot of those people are being lifted out of poverty through the process of economic development, which is really exciting. It also means that they're going to be demanding a lot more protein, animal proteins, which are more consumptive of our landscapes and resources. So there are some estimates that we're going to need to grow or produce, consume about twice as much food as we currently produce. And yet the land under cultivation, there's not much more room to expand without chopping down kind of fragile ecosystems. So we need to think about doing more with less. There's really two avenues of innovation that help us get there. One is innovation on the farm and increasing productivity. And there's a lot of exciting things in that direction, everything from automation and robotics and drones that could help get exactly the right inputs to exactly the right places on the farm, drip irrigation and so on, which will help us increase productivity. But I think it's really useful to look at the other solution, which is to reduce waste. There are estimates that 30 to 50% of the food we produce doesn't actually end up in our bellies where we want it. It's wasted. It's either wasted on the farm as rotting grain, or it's wasted in our kitchens as the food we throw out in the Tupperware container, or in a food service institution or a restaurant. And so reducing food waste is a really important piece of solving this problem. One example of going after that is, spoiler alert, a startup coming out of MIT Sloan, a couple of my students. They have a web platform, a mobile and web platform for connecting sources of food waste like grocery stores and food service with destinations of food waste like food banks and biodigesters and animal farms. So that's the kind of thing that could make these connections, solve these kinds of challenges. I think the caveat we want to have to all of this is that these technological innovations and even business model innovations will only get us so far. There's a kind of cultural innovation that's needed. If we get to a world where everybody wants to eat beef hamburgers all day long, nothing is going to be sustainable about the food system. What we need is the cultural innovation to make it exciting and delicious and healthy and fun to eat things that are lower on the food chain, and that are more productive and efficient in their use of farm resources. I think that combination of technological and cultural innovation is what's going to allow us to tackle these challenges in the coming century.